everybody, it is Mage Captain Gilshakes. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. In the last part, we just stalled and stalled and stalled for time, just waiting to go into the Thunder Plains. In this part, we are finally making our way into the Thunder Plains now. So having taken care of that... Oh yeah, and of course we're going to go to the Macalania Woods after that as well. So, there are a couple things I want to make sure we take care of in this area. For one...
We're here.
We're finally going to be introduced to some new enemies to actually steal from, so Riku's finally going to, you know, show us what she's made of a little bit.
How are we supposed to cross that?
And, I want to say, though, that, like, this is probably one of the more creative areas in the game, because normally, you know, in most video games that sort of, like, specialize in quote-unquote the classical elements, you would have, like, a fiery land that's, you know, maybe like a volcano, or just something that has, like, a lava pool, like, pretty much surrounding you, and you might have to do a little bit of platforming. And then there might be a watery level, and then there might be a foresty level. You see this kind of a thing, especially in older video games, a lot. Not too often, though, do you actually see a thunder-based land, because there's really not a lot you can do with it. You can't just have land made of thunder, you know, there's not really a lot you can do with it. But this game actually tried to be pretty creative about it. So, for all intents and purposes, yes, it's just a misty valley, but it's constantly under a thunderstorm. And you actually have to try to be careful, because you're going to get struck by lightning if you don't. Now, getting struck by lightning really doesn't do anything, but, what you want to do is try to avoid it by hitting X as soon as you see that white flash. Now, of course, you want to be careful about this. You can't just use that Turbo X, I forgot what it was called, but there was like a turbo button, basically, where you could, like, hold it down and cheat your way. I'm not sure if that actually worked in this game, now that I think about it. I don't think it'll work, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm reminded of... Okay, I see, I didn't do it right there. I'm reminded of when Guadosalam was actually telling you in the game to not use that feature. Because, you know, Metal Gear Solid is pretty much known for breaking the fourth wall and things of that sort. So now we have a couple enemies here, and I'm actually going to show this because, first things first, I'm going to escape with Titus, because I always have to make sure somebody escapes, because I really want to get to that save point and not lose all that friggin' progress. Thank you. Alright, so first things first, now that we've done that, we're going to bring in Riku, and we have things to steal from both of these monsters. This is a larva, and this is a gold element. First things first, you want to steal Electro Marbles. You want to make sure you have at least 2 of them. I'm going to make sure that we stock up on 4 of them before we actually get going. As you can see, this is one of the really hard areas of the game. You are going to be pretty much annihilated within the span of 2 turns if you were to actually stay and try to fight these guys. So that's why I'm not really too concerned with doing that. You know what? Screw this. I'll see you guys in the next battle. Okay, thank you, Lightning Strike. Anyway, now, I really want to make it to this save point because I have not saved in a very long time. Or pretty much over the course of the last 3 videos. So I will see you guys in just a sec once again. Hey everybody, and we are back, and I know it was kind of weird for me to do yet another intro there, but the thing is I'm actually recording this section of the video 3 days later. Now the reason for that is because Fiery Red Hero 8 actually just came to visit me. We spent a few days together, and she actually just left this morning. Now the original plan was to actually have enough videos to just sort of have them ready to go without me really having to do anything, but due to time constraints, I really didn't have a chance to edit all of those, so I was 1 day short, but at least I'm making up for it now, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Now I want to address some of the comments that I got about as far as skipping over battles or when not to skip or, you know, letting that interrupt the flow of the commentary and things of that nature. I'm always going to take constructive criticism, and I am taking that seriously, which is why I'm actually not cutting any of this stuff out, even though I feel like this is tedious footage here. Nevertheless, I mean, I'm going to skip over some battles, but it's really going to depend on what I'm talking about and whether or not, you know, the battle itself starts to get kind of annoying, because this is going to happen. Now, I will go on to say that this is probably the first really challenging area of the game. And as a result, it's going to be harder to actually run away from these battles just due to the fact that the enemies themselves have higher initiatives, which means A, they're going to get turns more often, and B, it also means that you're going to get ambushed more often, and being ambushed is kind of a problem. You want to always have somebody in there who can deal with, you know, like basically like an Auron type who can deal with like heavy hits. So basically, Auron and Kimahri are your best bets. The problem is, I'd love to have Kimahri in there, but I also need Titus to actually run away from battles and Riku to steal things quickly enough. So I'm kind of at a, you know, rough spot there. Now, this would be a problem throughout the remainder of the game, but the thing here is that in the near future, actually, in the very next area, Titus is going to get a weapon that will allow him to do a first strike. It has an ability called First Strike, and what it does is it makes it so you can actually escape from a battle the first turn, or rather, just move, or pretty much, you know, do anything the first turn. And this is pretty much what you're going to have to use, because the initiatives for the enemies are going to get so high that you're not even going to be able to escape at all later on. So this is kind of like the one area of the game where you're kind of at a Kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword because this is the part where it starts getting really hard, but at the same time you haven't gotten that weapon yet, so that's what makes it kind of a pain in the ass. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm trying to take what you guys said into consideration. I'm trying to figure out how I can work that into this. Normally, I don't really like talking about the process of making videos in videos. In fact, I think that's the biggest trap that Let's Players fall in, especially newer ones like myself. But it is something important, you know, to at least figure out, so maybe I can just do that here. And it's not like there's really anything all that much going on in the game itself. I mean, we're just sort of walking through the Thunder Plains, avoiding battles, forgetting to heal, Mr. Gilshanks. Yes, thank you very much. Let's go and do that. And now we'll just keep going forward. And anyway, as I was saying, though, before I lose my train of thought anyway, regardless of whether I get into a battle or not. But the point I was trying to make is that I don't remember. It really is that bad. Alright, so anyway. These battles are just so slowly paced that just the act of even getting into them is what really makes me lose my train of thought. But anyway, oh, actually, the other main issue was talking over the cutscenes. That's the point I was trying to get at. The reason why that's kind of a problem is because these cutscenes get to be kind of long. So, yes, I mean, I could just pause for the cutscenes, but I honestly don't know if I want to do that for the lesser important ones, just to the fact that it's going to be really annoying after a while. We're going to start having some killerly, wow, I just made an adverb out of the word killer. We're gonna have some seriously long cutscenes to deal with, and that means that there's gonna be barely any commentary at all for some videos, and I really don't like that, so I'm still gonna have to do the whole talking over cutscenes thing. Another thing I want to mention is that there was a chest over there. I believe it has an elixir, if I remember correctly. Titus, stop doing that, you douchebag. And the problem is I actually already recorded over this segment, so that's kind of an issue. I had to go back and save, and now, otherwise I would have had to do the whole Guadosalam thing again, and so, you know, that's why I'm kind of skipping all this stuff. Now, for some of you who actually know this game, and you're thinking, why didn't you go to the Cactuar statue? Again, I did that in the previous recording that I'm redoing now after having read you guys' comments, because I originally recorded this last Saturday. So, you know, I didn't want to make it seem like I was ignoring the whole thing. But anyway, though, having said that, I'm not too worried about that because we're going to show off Cactuars and the Cactuar statues and how they work at a later point in the game, so I'm not too concerned with that just now. In the meantime, I'd really like to get moving forward. And I will start skipping some of the battles because I don't want to, like, lose all of that time. I mean, we're doing pretty well in time so far, but I don't know. I'd really like to, you know, pick things up a little bit. So, having said that, I will see you guys in just a sec. Ugh. The one thing I really hope is that Unum will still have enough MP by the time we get there, because that is probably going to be a bit of a problem. Now, I will say that there is another Albed Primer coming up, and I would really like to get it, although in the previous recording, for whatever reason, I wasn't able to obtain it, because it's one that you actually get from a character, and he didn't show up last time. I really had no reason to expect that he'll show up this time, because there's really nothing any different about it. However, this same Albed Primer can be obtained later. And also, to respond to somebody who said that there's an Albed Primer in the far plane, I forgot exactly who it was. But I don't think that there actually is an Albed Primer in the far plane because I looked it up. Honestly, the next one's supposed to be here. There's the only one in Guadosalam is the one in the house that I picked up previously. Alright, so I've been taking care of that. Auron, get the hell out of this battle now. Thank you. Well, that's one way to get out of the battle. I was about to make a cut. That's why I shut up there, and then he did that. For Christ's sake, Lottie. Alright, let's keep going. So anyway, I do gotta say though, even in a non-Nosphere challenge, or rather just a regular run of the game, this is probably my least favorite part. But I'm gonna shut up for this cutscene anyway. Hang on a sec.
Stop kidding around.
Yes, ma'am. What's wrong?
You're giving me the creeps. Hey, whoa!
I want to go home. I hate lightning. I hate thunder. Let's go rest over there, please.
This storm never stops. Better to cross quickly.
I know, but just for a little while.
Well, what now?
Pretty please? Just a few minutes.
Okay, so as I was saying, we are now going...
I'm scared
Okay.
of lightning. Let's rest,
I still can't even move yet, by the way.
Please.
Okay, can I go now?
I'm too young to
Riku,
die.
you're interrupting me. I'm trying to go pick up an item over there. So can I go and do that? But
You're mean.
shut the fuck up, Riku, you tramp!
Girls would be ashamed of you.
Thank you. Okay, so if you go over here...
Are you having fun?
I'm gonna fucking throw my controller at you, Riku. I'm going to find a way to take my controller and throw it into the screen and project it into your universe where it will make impact, or rather, yeah, make impact with your head.
I'm a little tired. Do you have a room available? Ah, Lady Summoner. Yes, just over that way. Thank you.
Yuna?
It's not like her.
Okay, well, enough about that. First things first. Okay, not first things first, because I really would like to go outside. However, that does not happen. Sorry about that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to... Is Rin even here? Hang on one sec. See, there's actually a guy here that's supposed to show up and bring you the Albed Primer. I'm not too worried about it, because we can pick that one up later. It's really not that big of a deal. But still, I don't know why he's not showing up. He's supposed to show up as long as you got the first 13 or so. Hell, I think he shows up anyway. I think I've gotten that one even without getting all 13 of them. So now we can see Titus is trying to spy in on Yuna. A very respectable act by our hero of the game. And little did he know that the door was actually pretty much open and loose, so he actually fell right in. And, talk about an awkward scenario.
Well...
Not to mention, I'd love to see what she was looking at, because it must have been some kind of a sphere.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come in.
Actually, this cutscene's kind of a boring one anyway. Something I want to make note of is because they don't really explicitly state it. In this game, spheres actually can record. So they're kind of like devices. Spheres are actually like a big thing in this game. They can actually record images. They can record videos, you know. You know, it's kind of like the equivalent to a video camera, and you can basically just, you know, have a sphere, and it'll have that video on there. I'm not really sure if it's a one-time use thing, because they don't really go into great detail in explaining it, but nevertheless, it's an interesting piece of archaic technology in this world.
Well,
because they're actually ancient spheres and so on and so forth. The sequel, which in my opinion sucks ass, goes into more detail about sphere collecting and sphere hunting and a bunch of really irrelevant shit. But in any case, she was watching a sphere just now, and the contents of that sphere are going to become very interesting to us later on, but in the meantime... Waka!
What do you think you're up to?
Yuna was acting funny.
Yeah. She'll tell us when she's ready, so hold your chocobos till then. Yeah.
All right.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so are we done here yet, or what? And Rin still hasn't showed up, so I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me on and just tell me about how I did everything wrong in the comment section. I'm actually fine with that, because I am curious as to why he's not showing up. There's a guy named Rin. In fact, he showed up, I believe it was, in a past town. Was it Kilika, or maybe Luca? I don't remember. He showed up in a past town, and he actually gives you an Albed Primer. Oh, no, it was Mihen, I think, actually. And he's supposed to come here and give you the 14th Albed Primer. But like I said, this is the one that you could also get in the desert that we're gonna go to later on. So I'm not really too worried about that just yet. In the meantime, let's go outside.
It's not
okay, I get it. We gotta talk to Riku. Shut up! I'm trying to talk to you. Now shut up and talk. What? That doesn't even make any sense.
Don't tell me you were hoping it would.
Don't you think that Auron is just this loving and compassionate guy?
Stay here.
You know, an all-American dad, pretty much.
all right already.
I don't know.
But you didn't have to say it like that, you know. You could be more comforting or something. You know, try to cheer me up. You just don't get me at all, do you? Hey, are you listening?
The lighting and the thunder.
I'm not scared.
Riku, shut up! I'd really like to get on with this video now. Thank you.
You hear?
Good. If you're not scared, get your ass out there. Yes, everyone look to your right. Look to your left. Oh, no. Say Fuzzy Pickles! And I have no idea who the hell that guy is, or he has absolutely no importance to the plot whatsoever. Okay, so there's something you want to pick up over here, and you might not notice it because they're really kind of dickish with their item placement in this game, but it's right here. And this is the yellow shield. We're going to equip this to Titus immediately because knowing me, I'm sure I'll forget to do it later. The yellow shield gives you lightning proof. So in other words, Titus will not take any damage from lightning attacks. This is going to come in handy in the next area of the game. So, having taken that, thank you guys for watching. In the next part of Let's Play Final Fantasy X, we're going to go even further into the Thunder Plains. And then hopefully we're going to leave the Thunder Plains, because this area is kind of boring, even though it has really nice music. See you guys next time!